Hey guys, and welcome back to another Mortgage Mondays. It's the Ginger Realtor Show. We have Mike Longman from the mortgage firm again. Mike, thanks for dropping by.
Thanks for having me.
Mike, I was going to talk about getting ready for mortgages and making sure your credit's right and making sure and explaining the beginning steps of mortgage. But you know what? Today marks the day of the new batch of cash for the Hometown Heroes. So let's talk about that. Let's tell people what Hometown Heroes is and how it can help them with their home purchase.
Yeah, so today they launched $36 million in released funds from the state to be used towards Hometown Heroes, which is a mortgage program designed for the state of Florida. It's a down payment assistance program. By far, my opinion, and probably everybody's opinion, the best down payment assistance program that's been released yet. It went, the first two times it was out, it went real fast. This time, I'm assuming it's going to go relatively fast, maybe a little bit slower because of the holiday season, but it's so basically what it is, it's a down payment assistance program offered by the state that works in conjunction with any loan product. So you can do it with FHA, you can do it with a VA loan, you can do it with Fannie, Freddie, USDA, any of the government or conventional loan products. You could do that loan product with the down payment assistance of Hometown Heroes. What they do is the assistance is 5% of the loan amount. So if your loan amount is $300,000 on home, they're going to give you $15,000, 5% of that 300,000 in the form of a non-amortizing 0% interest second lien on the house. What that means to the buyer is no payments. So there's no payments on the second mortgage. It's due back when and if you sell the house, refinance the house, or vacate the house. Like if you decide you want to move out of the house in 5 years and you and your family say it's time to, we've outgrown this house, but we want to keep it as an investment property, or we want to move to a bigger home, you'll have to pay that money back. But I mean, again, who knows in 5 years what the market's going to be like, but right now it helps people get into houses. The money can be used towards closing costs and down payment, which is nice. So a very common product in this market right now is an FHA loan, requires 3.5% down. A lot of people struggle to come up with the 3.5% and also come up with the closing costs. So in this case, in a $300,000 home, you're going to get $15,000. Your down payment is going to be what, $10,500. So you're still going to have $4,500 remaining to go towards your closing costs. And then you can make up for the rest of it, whether it be a seller concession from the realtor, working it into the deal, like it's from the seller, but the realtor works it into the deal, or a gift from mom and dad, whatever the case may be. A lot of times, first-time home buyers are getting into a house with no money out of their pocket.
That's
the best.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned it was 5%. Is there a cap on how much you can get? Like if I bought $1 million house, are they going to give me 50 grand?
They are not. The max is $35,000. But what you usually fall into is there's an income limit on it. So in Hillsborough County, say it's $130,000, the income limit.
And that's
If
for the
that's
household, not for the individual.
yeah. So I mean,
Okay.
so the max you can do is a $700,000 house, right? Yeah, 700,000 the max. But chances are that 130,000, if you're making that kind of money, you're not going to look for a $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 house. Hopefully not. So it's a great program. It's for first time home buyers only. Somebody that's a first time home buyer.
Legitimate first time home buyers, or do you cap, like if you bought a house, sold it, and then it's 4 years since you got it, you can get this again?
3 years.
3 years.
If you haven't bought a home in 3 years and you haven't owned a home, you haven't owned a home in 3 years, you can qualify. Now, if you're a veteran, you're waived of that. You have an exception to that rule. It doesn't have to be a first time home buyer. If you're a veteran, which there's a tremendous amount of them in this area because it's the best. It's my opinion. It's the best combination of loan and DPA money because VA loans, you don't have to put any money down. You have that 5%. It literally pays for everything. Now, a lot of times people ask, well, what if there's leftover money? Only thing you can do with the leftover money is use it as a principal reduction, like put it down on the house. You cannot buy points. They do not allow you to buy points, buy rate down. But what they do in consideration of that is they give you a much lower interest rate than standard interest rates. So like right now, the rate is 7.75%, which I know it doesn't sound great, but a lot of, if you weren't doing this program and you were getting a rate in the sevens, you're probably paying a point. You might be paying 1.5 points, you might be paying 2 points, depending on your credit score. So they don't allow you to buy it down. They just give a flat rate of 7.75%. And that changes on a daily basis. And other things they do protect, like if you work for a real estate company, they have a transaction fee. Like, so a lot of real estate companies have a $750, $900, $1,000 transaction fee, or I don't know what they call them, but you're only allowed to charge the buyer a $400 maximum fee. So they do a lot of nice things to protect the buyers, and it's just a fantastic program, which is why I think it went so fast. It went so fast the first couple of times it's been out there. We were actually the #1 lender both times for the Hometown Heroes. The mortgage firm where I work is we just take pride in it. We do a good job with it. We can close them just as fast as a regular loan. So it's nothing crazy. A lot
So
of
there's not like a mountain of additional paperwork and red tape to hide behind that's going to delay a loan. You can confidently put an offer in on a house knowing that you can still close this in 30, 45 days.
Yeah, 3 weeks on a nice easy loan. 3 weeks. If they're self-employed, obviously it's a little bit more difficult. Now another rule they have is you have to be full-time. So the old rule was you had to be a hero type position, a doctor, a nurse, a fireman, policeman, whatever. Now it's any full-time position in the state of Florida that you work 35 hours and you have a brick and mortar that you report to. So if you work for Walmart, say, and they're based out of Arkansas, but you're reporting to the Riverview, Florida Walmart, you qualify. If you're self-employed, they're going to check SunBiz to make sure that you're self-employed.
So I guess as long as the employer is paying state employee tax,
Yep.
they qualify. Yep. So working for a company that's based out in New York and being a remote worker is not going to help you anything.
Correct, unless they have a branch here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like an absolutely fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, $36 million is what they've released. Opening today, and it's going to be. I hope it sticks around for a month or two. Who knows? I mean, I know I got about 4 or 5 of them right now already brewing. So,
I mean, now that we're into the darker nights with the clocks haven't passed this weekend, and we've got the holidays coming up and Thanksgiving coming up, having this little bit of extra money towards your home purchase is definitely going to help with gifting at the holidays.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if you don't, I tell people a lot of people are like, well, I don't need it. Well, think about it, because you're getting a better rate. You're getting a better rate. You keep money in you said the perfect thing. You keep money in your account or in your pocket. So if holidays are coming up, or you need to you want to buy this one house, but it needs new flooring, but you're like, oh God, I'm gonna have to save up for a year to get that flooring. Well, you got the money now. Use the Hometown Heroes. Yeah, and I mean, yes.
So let's run through a scenario, just because obviously scenarios work better with people when they can't visualize this. So let's say I'm buying a house. It's $500,000. Hometown Heroes is going to give me $25,000. I already have my savings towards what I was going to put in my down payment. Now, my Hometown Heroes money can replace my cash resources towards my down payment, and then I can use my own cash resources to do the improvements that I want to do without having to take an additional loan out. Correct.
And if you think you're going to, everybody says they're going to stay in their house forever, which isn't, obviously you're a realtor, that's not usually true.
I hope they don't, so being out of a job.
But if they're going to stay in their house 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, when that comes, when those 15 years come and you say, I'm going to sell and I'm going to move into a bigger house, or I'm moving out of state, there's going to be a second lien on your home. Your house obviously will have improved in value. We all hope, right? And, so it's just going to come out of the proceeds of the home. Or if you refinance, if rates plummet back down to 2% in a year or 2 years, you're going to take it as, we all have bigger problems. It's a good way to it's a good vehicle to get into a home.
So the only downside to this I could see is if you decide to buy a second home and move into that one, and you've got the Hometown Heroes in your primary, does that become due like in full?
Yeah. So I haven't heard the guideline on that yet. I would imagine the only way they know is from when you relinquish your homestead. So when you leave and if you left and you kept say you moved out of state.
And then kept my homestead on my
Florida.
Florida property, which I shouldn't be doing because it's naughty.
No, it's naughty. It's naughty. Naughty is a great word there. I guess that's how they figured it out. It's so new that I don't know. It hasn't happened to me yet. Everybody I've done them on, I've done probably 15 Hometown Heroes loans in the last year. And, I mean, obviously those people are all still in that house.
Okay. Well, listen, it was absolutely fantastic to get this one. This was when I heard this coming up and you mentioned it in the office this week, I was like, okay, I'm changing what we're going to talk about this week. We will get back in touch back on kind of getting ready for a mortgage and what everything means at another time. But Mike, this has been absolutely fantastic information today.
All right. Sounds good. It was great talking to you.
Well, I will catch you in the office during the week. I hope you had a good weekend last weekend. And guys, thanks for stopping by. And we'll see you all in 2 weeks with Mike, next week with Kim.